Hello, this is Julian with Julian Tech Reviews, back with another video, and today we're going to give my honest opinion on the Google Pixel 8a. But before we do that, if you can please like and subscribe, we'd greatly appreciate it. And put in the comments and throw your honest opinion about this Google Pixel 8a. Alright, so we have the Google Pixel 8a. I've had it over a week, and I had thorough testing with it, and surprise, it's just like the Google Pixel 8 Pro. And let's start with some specs. So even though I've had this over a week, the specs still show up here. So this has a 6.1 inch screen across the board. It has a Corning Gorilla Glass 3, not Gorilla Glass Victus, which is the highest, but it does have Gorilla Glass 3. It has Android 14 and up to 7 years of upgrades, which is excellent. Not sure if it's excellent for the battery, but it's excellent the fact that you be able to keep this phone for years to come, and you won't have any issues upgrading to new Android 21. So it does have a 64 megapixel camera on the back, and it has a 13 megapixel wide, ultra wide, and it shoots up to 4K 30-60 frames per second. And in the front end, it has a 13 megapixel ultra wide selfie camera with auto HDR, panorama, and then it does have 4K at 30 frames per second, which is awesome. It has the fingerprint sensor. It has the G3, the Google Tensor G3 chip, and it does have the Nona Core, and it also has OLED across the board. It has the plastic back here. It has the aluminum frame and the green colored aluminum as well. So I'm just gonna leave it at that with the specs. I'm gonna get into the pros and the cons. And let's start with a couple of pros. So there's a lot to like about this phone. So this phone is excellent. And then when I mean excellent, I mean the sleekness is great. The outside shape, the compact, the feel is great. And I couldn't ask for a better, well-engineered phone as this. And when it comes to the design, I mean, it's excellent. And I think it makes sense for this iteration of the Google Pixel A series to have, just kind of like this nice rounded look to kind of conform with the similar design with the Google A series, Pixel 8 series. And I really enjoy this plastic back. Some might find it as cheap or whatnot when it comes to materials, but for me, I really enjoy it because it really makes the colors pop out, and it doesn't have this fingerprint magnet at the back, but it's just excellent, I think, in my opinion. And then the aluminum on the side right here gives it that nice metallic green finish to correspond with the color that I chose. So I really like the fact that they took the time and made it a little bit more fashionable to own a Pixel, depending on what color you get. So the blue one has the blue metallic, the green has the green metallic, and so on and so forth. And I love the fact that they have, essentially multiple colors here. And I really love the green theme here. So when you select the wallpaper in here, the green theme is just all throughout the phone. As you can see on the typing board, or on the keyboard here, and on the control panel, and just pervasive throughout the entire system. So the first thing I did when I got this phone, I turned on the high refresh rate, because it does have 120 hertz high refresh rate. And I've had experienced some great speed, some excellent smoothness. As you can see, I mean, it's just really smooth when it comes down to it. And I would say charging and battery life on this phone is very, very average, a little bit above average, I would say. It's not great. It doesn't have the biggest battery on the market, but it does have a competent, it'll get you out throughout the day. Now, if you're a warrior like me, and you're concerned about your battery dying before the end of the day, and like to charge it before it gets down to 20%, you might have a little bit of panic when it comes to that with this phone. I mean, it won't necessarily die on you, but it does, if you get anxiety when your battery's dying and you like to charge like I do, maybe a little bit issue. And that's probably one of my cons going further, but I think, for a full day's worth of battery, you get what what they claim on this, which is about 6+ hours. And I would say the photos is, true to the Google Pixel line when it comes to the photo quality, the imaging, and the AI features are excellent. I'm not a person that, uses the AI features throughout the phone, other than the wallpapers and, the occasional circle search. But all of these items work just like the 8 Pro, just like the 8, and, any other model that has in Pixel line that has the AI features. I did dabble into like the erase mode to remove objects. So it's very intuitive and it does work, but I'm not really heavily editing that much. So if these AI features are your thing, this phone definitely brings it to a smaller budget-friendly model. It almost makes it feel like this is a flagship model. And if it weren't for a couple of things, I would say it is. But let's just continue on to that. And let's talk about, it has, the wireless charging, which is, nice for a budget-friendly phone. Not even the OnePlus or, other budget-friendly phones, here in America have wireless charging, which is weird because that's just kind of like the staple and everybody's using wireless charging, including like OnePlus, and they make it really nice. So it's cool that I'm able to universally use wireless charging. And let's see, there anything else? No, I would say probably let's go on to our cons. So here's where I have some major gripes when it comes to the phone. So let's talk about the display. This display has a 6.1 inch display, diagonal across the board. However, there is a huge bezel, as you can see, surrounding the actual screen. So I guess I can take a tape measure to make sure, see what they're measuring across the board. But I'm assuming they're including this bezel, which makes it not ugly, but it does make it very, small compared to if you're going down from a 24 Ultra or the, Pixel 8 Pro, you just kind of have this truncated phone, and it makes it even smaller when you hold it in your hand. You see this giant bezel around it. So that may be, concern for, people. It wasn't that much of a deal breaker for me, but it is kind of interesting that all of the phones that are have an immersive screen, this is, bezeled all throughout this phone. And I would also say when it comes to, display, it is kind of small to watch videos on there. I mean, the videos and YouTube, you can easily get through, anything, and it won't have an eyesore, and it's really nice to hold in the hand. As you can see, both of my hands are, cupping this phone. So it's very, compact. But for me, I like a bigger screen. So, the 6.7 inch screen that I'm used to, it's kind of weird to, kind of go even further into the phone when it's in your hand. And that leads into my next question. My next concern is whenever I'm trying to multitask, when it comes to multitasking, I don't have a window where I'm able to open up. I'm only able to do, YouTube is the only window that pops up, just because it's native to this, but I don't have any floating windows, which I thought was a huge miss when it comes to the Google Pixel, because it is very, neat and multitask friendly when you have a floating window as well as two other things, using the multitasking. So, it's nice that we have the multitasking with the, 2 apps here, but I would really enjoy that on this Google Pixel. And then I would also say on that tip, there is no clear out when it comes to all these recents. So you just kind of have to do it one by one, which is kind of annoying because you want to clear out something real fast. Samsung has a clear out button. I haven't found one yet here, but that would have been really, really nice on this, but I just, deem it as a con when it comes to my experience with the Google Pixel. And that leads into my next one, which is the RAM on here is too small. 8 gigabytes for RAM is absurd. There's phones that start with 12 and some start with 16, like OnePlus and other Chinese phones. We need to have a little bit more RAM in here. And I'm not sure, because of the small form factor, that is possible. Just like with the larger battery, that is possible, but we just need this to be a lot better, because I do experience some lag whenever I am looking at videos on YouTube and I try to do other things like multitask, do a text message or surf the internet. It does have some lag I've experienced, and this is just my humble opinion on that. And also when it comes to charging, the wireless charging is nice to have, but 7.5 watts of charging is awful. I tried my hardest to put it on my wireless charging pad that I got from AliExpress, my Xiaomi one, and I literally put it on there, and sometimes I wake up in the morning and it still has like 76%, which is annoying. So that means this thing was charging very, very slow. And that charging pad charges up to 20 watts, but 7.5 is awful. So if you're gonna do wireless charging, please put a little bit more wireless charging capabilities on there. If you have to expand the battery on this to make this a little bit fatter or something, I don't know. But I think they were just more so concentrated about the sleek design, which is very nice, but that's just not enough. And then lastly, there is some heating issues when it comes to this phone. Just holding it and doing slight multitasking, I'm getting a little heat just from this right now. And maybe it's just the tensor chip that Google has, because I've experienced heating issues with a lot of the Pixel phones. But this is, this is annoying, because I would like to have my phone not heat, or just to have it where it's not super, heated up when I'm playing games and things like that. But overall, this phone is a good buy if you like something smaller and sleek. Me personally, I don't want them to smaller or sleek. I would prefer something a little bit more bigger and robust. Like, this is the Google Pixel 6 Pro, and I just prefer phones that have a little bit more, height and a little bit more weight. This feels a lot more secure than this phone. I mean, just look at the comparison here. This is, the 6 Pro, and as you can see, it does have that 6.7 inch screen, which I just prefer. And price wise, this starts at $499, which is a pretty good price. However, this phone, which is the 6 Pro, which is a very competent model and it is very good, and it has Android 14. I got this on eBay for $174 plus tax. So I'm just gonna leave that there. And I really think this is an awesome buy. The 6 Pro, if you're interested. So, I'm just gonna leave that there. However, if that is your preference to get something a little bit smaller and nothing big, that is your preference as well. But that's pretty much my honest review when it comes to that with this Google Pixel 8a. It's really not for my demographic, but if you like small phones and you enjoy the Google Pixel experience, and you enjoy the Google full Android experience, this is the phone for you, but not for me. And that's just my honest opinion. Well, thank you for joining Julian Tech Reviews. Once again, give me your opinions and your comments below. What do you think about the Google Pixel 8a having a budget-friendly phone that is $499 that is competing with mid-range phones? Do you think that's too high or too low? Let me know in the comments below. And once again, thank you for joining Julian Tech Reviews. Like, subscribe, and click that bell to get all of our videos. Thanks.